No, sir. I've quit drinking.
You've seen the error of your ways.
No, I just can't afford it.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
Yes, sweetheart, I have a rare condition which requires me to drink one of those every 15 minutes, please.
Yeah, well, give me a fucking drink. Move it, you little prick.
I'm sorry, Bruce. These boys get that syrup in them. They get a little antsy in their pantsy. They just can't keep them under control.
Cheers and welcome back to Reels, Booze, and Bros, a.k.a. RB2, where I'm your host, Jay. Got my co-host here, Brian, and real bro friend, Shane. Gentlemen, what's up?
Nice.
Yeah, so...
What's your favorite scary movie?
that was not the podcast I think we were doing. Scream was not our last podcast. That was over a year ago, so you check that one out. It was actually Scary Movie. It was our previous podcast. Who's fucking texting me already? So, yeah, Scream was not. Scary Movie was. Shane, thoughts on Scary Movie?
I thought I was going to hate it, but it's got some of the... It reminds me of like a new age, like Airplane. Just like a stupid things happen in the movie. And if you have that kind of humor, you just laugh your ass off at it. Mm-hmm. Like just like Airplane. Like my mother hates that movie. It's so stupid. But me, my brother, my dad laugh our ass off at the movie. And this is like the same kind of thing. It's just so stupid.
Like, it's one of those movies that's like, it was perfect for us because, you know, it was 20 years ago. So it was like dated comedy for us. And you don't get this. People watching it today probably don't get all the jokes that we get at that point. But I said this last week, and I will stick by this. Scary Movie makes me realize how much I fucking hate Scream.
Scary Movie is what Scream should have been?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Pretty much.
Yeah. You just got rid of
fucking
Scream.
bullshit, yeah.
Yeah.
So
even though it combined like 6 movies.
Thank you, Scary Movie, for making me hate Scream even more.
Excuse me. Anyway,
so
excuse me on that burp.
That will be my...
So we will move on to
takeaway.
for that. Thank you, Brian. I lost my train of thought. So here we go. We're gonna move on from Scream.
Fuck you, Scream.
To the movie of this week, Interstellar. We're going to space, boys, and we're going to far out motherfucking space. Interstellar. But first, the booze. Shane brought this one. We were supposed to have it last time. Shane couldn't make it.
Yeah, I had.
This is good though. Hey, we're still in the pumpkin era.
We're one day out of Halloween, and it's still suitable. We're in the pumpkin.
It's still
sure
pumpkin phase.
Spice latte is still a fucking thing at Dunkin' Donuts and all that.
You got
shit.
pumpkin until at least Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Got the pumpkin pie.
You get pumpkin pie. So
Pumpkin pie.
yeah, we're still good.
Yeah, punch and pie.
Yeah, this is from Wet Ticket. It's in Rahway. It's close to me. Rahway used to be a real shithole, but it's kind of like New Brunswick now. It's like
yeah, they added some
they
lights.
kick all the dirtbags out of there, and
yeah, they added more lights, and people
nobody robbed and shot anymore.
Yeah, they're afraid of lights, so they're like, oh shit, they can see us in the lights. So
but yeah, it's
kind of like Asbury is too.
A pumpkin, the Scarecrow juice. It's a pumpkin ale, 6.3%. It's not overpoweringly pumpkin-y, but
no, not
it's very
one bit.
smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that because I can only handle so much pumpkin shit at once.
Yeah.
I feel as I get older, I used to like the pumpkin stuff more. I was a basic bitch for a bit, but I just don't even have them anymore. Those pumpkin lattes. But yeah, this pumpkin beer is very good. It has like a hint, and I like that.
Yeah, it's like an ale, but it's a pumpkin flavor.
Very, very, very light on the pumpkin, which I'm
It's like one.
I'm okay
It's
with,
like one pump at the Dunkin's. Like, listen, I just need one pump, sir.
A pump and dump.
Yeah. You give me pump and dump at the fucking
Take one pump and dump.
1 minute man show. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so our thoughts on the beer are nice. Fucking A. All right, so Interstellar, boys. Let's get into it. A little movie background. So, this movie, long movie. I don't know how long. Ow, fucking knee. How long this podcast is gonna go, but there's a lot of BTS background stuff to get into in this movie. So let's just get right straight to it. Very nice. Interstellar is a 2014 science fiction film, co-written, directed, and produced by Christopher Nolan. Stars Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Jessica Chastain, Bill Irwin, Ellen Burstyn, Matt Damon, and Michael Caine.
Matt Damon.
It is set in a dystopian future where humanity is struggling to survive. The film follows a group of astronauts who travel through a wormhole near Saturn, in search of a new home for mankind. It's too bad it wasn't Uranus, Shane, huh?
You don't want to go up there.
Brothers Christopher and Jonathan Nolan wrote the screenplay, which had its origins in a script Jonathan developed in 2007. Christopher produced Interstellar with his wife, Emma Thomas, through the production company Syncope and Linda Orbs, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Linda Orbs Productions, Cattell, theoretical physicist, 2017 Nobel laureate in physics. Kip Thorne was an executive producer, acted as a scientific consultant, Dr. Kip Thorne, and wrote a tie-in book, The Science of Interstellar, all this other good stuff. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Interstellar premiered on October 26, 2014 in Los Angeles, California, United States. It was first released on film stock before digital. So that's like kind of like a BTS. Nolan did not want, he loved this thing to be film stock. So 2 days before he went through like actual like old school film, he put it out, well, not really old school, like before everything turned digital, he said it had to be shown on that. So he had it 2 days before, then everything was released digital on all the theaters, what we mostly saw. So the film had a worldwide gross of over $677 million. $773 million with subsequent re-releases, making it the 10th highest grossing film of 2014. Received acclaim for its performances, direction, screenplay, musical score, visual effects, ambition, themes, and emotional weight. It has also received praise from many astronauts for its scientific accuracy and portrayal of theoretical astrophysics. Jesus Christ, big words. Since its premiere, Interstellar gained a cult following and is now regarded by many sci-fi experts as one of the best science fiction movies of all time.
Yes.
I like how astronauts they love it, but because of the theoretics, like this could happen, but we don't know. So, like they love it even though it's not fact. I don't know.
To a certain point, the wormhole and all that stuff is very, again,
like how much do they know about it? They don't know shit. We're not going into wormholes yet.
Not yet.
Not that
Not
we
yet.
know of.
I mean, Matt Damon could be out there somewhere.
Right.
Well, we could save Matt Damon for a little later.
Interstellar was nominated for 5 awards, 87th Academy Awards, winning Best Visual Effects, and received numerous other accolades. Okay, now we can discuss. All right, Metacritic, IMDb, to Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes, 73% of tomato score, 86 audience score. IMDb, 8.6 out of 10. Metacritic, 74 out of 100. For the Metascore, user score of 8.5 out of 10. Okay, so those are the critic reviews.
Okay.
All around well done. They liked it. Even the Metacritic, which is like always a shit show in left field, it comes out at like a -7. They probably would have given it like the most random stuff. That's like
The worst cast ever.
yeah. They're like they pick
But I
up.
feel like all Nolan movies are going to be at least a 7.5 and above. Like he just knows what he's doing.
He's a great filmmaker.
He's one of our best directors of the 21st century.
Yeah, he is. He's fantastic. He knows how to write a script, him and his brother, and he knows how to direct it. So he knows what he's doing. So without a doubt, when you see a Nolan film, you're going to get something damn good. So, all right.
Does that go for Tenet too?
Tenet was good. I wouldn't say it was like his best. It was probably one of his like worst out of this like whole entire genre he's been in. Now, I still haven't finished it, to be honest. I go back and forth. So I'm like, this thing is.
I've never seen the full thing. Like I've watched. I've never seen it from the beginning. So like I've caught it like 15 minutes in, and I'm like, I definitely missed something. So I'm like, and for me, like Nolan movies, like you have to watch the whole way through.
I think Kev said that too. He's like, I don't get it. He fucking knows everything.
Yeah, and I'm just like, and I watched it, and I watched it for like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, it just like all his movies, they're all intriguing, and you're like, fuck, this seems really good, but I'm like, I'm missing something, and I've caught it later on, and I'm like, I shouldn't be watching this because I haven't seen anything, but I'm watching like 15 minutes at a clip. I'm like, no, I got to turn it off because I haven't seen the movie.
What I find is that it's like I watch a good portion of it. It's just not as I don't know, interesting, entertaining, maybe I guess as all the other ones.
I won't make a.
So that's why I can never get to like want to finish it or like sit through it whole. I'll go sit pieces at a time, and I'm just like, Same thing with like Dunkirk.
I love that movie. I don't know why.
I thought it was a little. For me, I thought it was a little overrated.
So it was a big hype because it's like I don't know why I went with his.
Probably because it's Christopher Nolan. So
yeah, I get that, and once again, like I think Christopher Nolan does some of the most visually stunning movies. Just as, and we'll go into this one, was absolutely shot beautifully, and the scenery is fucking gorgeous. But even in Dunkirk, cool story's great. But some of the things in there, like this is the best Tom Hardy performance of all time. Like, bro, he had
He
one
was in the
line.
movie for like 5 minutes.
I was like, he had one line in a fucking movie. Like, yeah, his character was cool, but like, he's not the defining character of the movie.
Maybe he shouldn't talk. I don't know.
But it's like one of those things.
He does leave you with the lasting impression with the last scene. So
Yeah, but
that's why.
But still, I'm like, bro, this is not his best movie. He was so much better in Inception. But I mean,
that's a great
whatever.
character.
Like Nolan does some great shit. And let's just talk about Interstellar because we could go off on his other movies. Because this is like we're gonna get off topic real quick with Nolan.
Okay.
That's,
All right.
that's what Nolan
yeah.
does. He puts you in
Yeah.
different places.
Is there places?
Yeah.
It brings it right back. Okay, so Interstellar, Brian. Since you seem to be chatty catty right now, let's give me your thoughts on Interstellar.
I fucking love Yeah, I fucking love this movie, and this is literally teetering on my top 5 movies of all time. Like I could almost change this with Inception as in my 5.
Yeah. Oh.
Like this is like 5, 6, 7 for me. Like top 5 movies of all time. Nice.
Shit, coming out both ends.
Look, Tootski.
fucking the attic in the basement over here. Jesus.
That was a black hole.
Oh man, but like I was saying, this movie is just visually stunning.
Yep.
The soundtrack for everything in it is fucking amazing. You feel
Hans
like
Zimmer.
every
Hans fucking Zimmer.
you feel like every
a
part
genius.
of it, like when they're fucking turning with the spaceship, and you're just like, holy shit! Like I feel like I'm there. The way he shoots it is amazing. McConaughey, one of his best performances of all time.
Hands down. Yep, I agree with that.
Anne Hathaway, like I said, I think she got better throughout the movie. I really like her character. Michael Caine, douchebag in the movie. Like
Yeah.
the biggest surprise going to see this movie, and I remember I saw it opening weekend, and I saw it with my other brother Dave and John and our other buddy Chris, and this movie, like I was like, man, I'm so hyped to see this. I love Nolan. All this shit's good. And I'm like, I love space travel, all that sort of shit. And I've never walked out of a theater going like, man, do I feel fucking dumb because I just want to know more about like physics and everything, because this movie was so well done and they explained stuff so well. And it's just like, holy shit, this is so cool, like about space travel. And like, why is Christopher Nolan not the head of NASA? Like, I'm just like, I'm just thinking about it.
He's producing the head.
But then at the same time, like this ties into like me now, where I'm like, I've said it even on this podcast before. Like, I fucking love the show Ancient Aliens, and it ties into like travel and all that stuff with like some of the same sort of concepts of like possibly aliens coming or us from the future coming back to give information to us. And it just like all ties in for me, and I'm just like, it just may have spawned my love for Ancient Aliens to even more.
Bitch, send me a text. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to communicate. You're gonna be like, you're gonna fucking Morse code it.
Yeah, but
Bitch, send me a text.
Just tell yourself now to send yourself a text message 50 years from now.
Yeah.
You know who did that
like-
first? Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
All right.
But yes, like if you're gonna give me a movie about this, like time travel, it's not really time travel, but kind of there is some sort of time travel involved.
His relative in certain areas.
Yeah.
In this movie.
And like just the whole like math and physics, and you explain it where I can understand,
Astrophysics.
where I can understand it, but I'm like, I still walking out of the theater like, fuck, I didn't want to learn more. And it was just so cool. And like I said, it was just visually stunning. And I just think the performances by a lot of people in this movie were fantastic.
You know,
and I'll just leave it
all
at
I think of is you leaving the movie theater and wanting more about this physics. And then
Dave, I wanted more.
And, then him going home, then going to the library, and it's like a montage of him like looking stacks of books.
Gonna be a montage.
That's all I see of him, like astrophysics and shit like that. And then at the end, he's like, you see him on the chart, and then it's like, fuck science.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
It's classic 80s montage.
yeah. And then we
I
asked,
get sucked in by Aha, Take on Me.
and then we asked Brian,
into that.
we're like, Brian, can you explain it again? He's like, I didn't fucking learn a thing.
No. But it was cool.
It was cool.
I know less now than I did before, but
But either way, I went through the black hole. I went through the black hole. I've gotten dumber.
He's like, every time I read a book, 7 years have passed by. And I'm here. And
I don't know.
I've got nieces and
I'm still the same age, but everyone else is 15 years older.
My niece is not my aunt.
But yeah, whatever. It's. I love this movie.
I got you. Okay. All right. We got that. All right. Calm down, Brian. Put it back in your pants. Shane.
6 to midnight.
Hey-o.
All right, Shane, your thoughts on Interstellar?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Brian. I really didn't even.
It's
see this
bonerific,
movie.
huh?
It is bonerific. Boner saying,
Call sign boner says good.
and I'm not even gonna complain about the dialogue in this movie. It was a good fucking movie, and the dialogue was good too. But yeah, like I didn't even see this movie until about 2 years ago, and I'm like, holy shit, how have I missed this fucking movie? Just everything. First of all, Hans Zimmer fucking kills it. With
my
his
God.
fucking score of this.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
He's a genius.
He
Plain
is.
simple.
I sometimes if I can't sleep, there's a 10-hour loop on YouTube of this fucking just the one thing.
Christ.
10 hours.
Playing
Just goes and it's just like, this is
Yep.
awesome.
It could easily put you to sleep, but it.
But then you're like, I just think about the movie the entire time. I'm like, fuck, this is the wrong idea.
You're like, this is a scene going through the black hole. This is this scene. This is. You're like, what would I do? And
Take the stick, kid.
Yeah, I got you.
I like that. The cast of characters, like all the cast is fucking awesome. I love Christopher Nolan's casting. He uses some of the same people all the time. Obviously Michael Caine, but like just everyone in this fucking movie is awesome. Even like Brian said, Anne Hathaway sucks. She's a terrible human being, but she does grow on you towards the end, and you kind of feel bad for her. But yeah, I love that. I love this fucking movie. I could watch it nonstop. Every time it's on TV, I put it on.
Yes.
Katie fucking yells at me. Here we go. Watch the same fucking 5 movies all over again.
It's 3 hours.
But again, that another thing. Like it doesn't feel like it's that long of a movie. Like you're just entrenched into this movie.
Yep.
You're so focused on what's going on. Every single fucking shot is just like something's happening. You're like, wow, like this is a fucking amazing movie, all the way until the end. And it just still. Just everything keeps coming. Like you're still surprised until the end. And it's like, wow, there's still more, and there's still more. It's a great fucking movie.
It is. This is one of the movies I feel that it hits so much like education and like theories going on with you, but you don't. But
they, like Brian said, they put it in
so
like a simpleton, like can understand what's going
so
on.
they can see what's going on. So like, there's a lot of, again, science going on in this movie, but yet it's done so well that average
fucking morons.
average Joes over here
But
who play dodgeball for a living.
I also
can
gotta love the fact that it was done in like 2014. Like if this movie was done in the 90s or 80s, I don't think this movie works.
Well, it builds off a lot, like 2001: Space Odyssey, a bunch of other things like that. Stanley Kubrick, that's him. That was.
But even like you could just be like Star Wars and Star Trek help a lot because of this movie because it brings space travel into it. You know, even though it's not the same concept.
Yeah, those
But
they're
using
using
this thing like what he's showing out, like the black hole, like.
Yeah.
Even movies today still use that same explanation of pulling the paper and going through space and time.
It's the exact from Event Horizon.
But this
It's
fully explains it though. He's like, and you never got that even in science class.
The singular,
singularity,
singularity.
Yeah, like
So,
they even in like
time and
when
space.
he's as we're watching the movie right now, like he's explaining the singularity and the black hole itself. Like even in science class when we were younger, we didn't get this explanation, like. How you bend time and it's like, oh look, how's the quickest way? And you go like this, and then you see, and it's like, it makes no sense. So much more sense now when you see it, and like you said, scientists and all say like, this is what theoretically it should look like. And you see some of the photos, like if you follow like NASA on Instagram and all that sort of stuff, like photos of black holes and how they've seen now, like from the 90s to now and all this stuff. It literally looks like this fucking movie, and you're just like, holy shit, this is
planetarium. You go see that shit, and it looks exactly like this.
Yeah, and what looks better with the new James Webb Telescope? You guys see that?
Yeah,
shit?
yeah. It's fucking amazing.
And then with the Pillars of Creation going on, oh, that shit's fucking cool.
I fucking NASA's one of the best files on Instagram.
I love. Oh yeah, they got cool shit, stuff like that. Okay, all right. Let's move on. Favorite scenes. I want to say this is tough for scenes because you can just say the entire movie.
Yeah,
like I like to break it down.
I got 9.
enjoy.
9.
I said it's very tough. So at the beginning of the movie, there's not really many scenes. I can give two shits about the cornfield. Who cares? It was pretty interesting about seeing that UAV flying. It's more like dialogue based that it builds up on the scene.
Like, interesting,
like, that, so.
Even like the cornfield and all that shit. It's not like a scene, your favorite scene, but it's an interesting scene. Like,
Yes.
Are we talking
every
about
scene is like
the drone?
interesting.
Yes,
The drone?
the drone over the cornfield,
And
Yeah.
then like how they teach science now, like the moon landing was faked and all that
fuck
shit.
that.
The fucking
Yeah,
bum
the-
Yankees
the-
and
to bankrupt the
baseball
Soviets.
game,
Yeah,
the
So
like-
like one of my scenes is like I do like the drone chase, like you were saying. But for me, it's not so much about them chasing down the drone, which is cool. I like it more because you get the family dynamic in there.
Yes, that's what.
And that's
I agree with
that's
you on
why I like that, because then you get the son who now is a fucking megastar. This kid,
that. Casey Affleck.
no, the kid who,
Michelion or whatever.
yeah,
fuck his name
he's
is.
like the kid from Dune, and he's like,
He's in Dune, like as the.
yeah, he's the
like the
star
main
of Dune.
character, isn't he?
Yeah, the star of Dune 2021.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's just fucking like 12 years old in this movie.
Does he not age? Because he's still young in that movie. He's like 16 in that
he's
movie.
like 12 in this movie.
I guess the times because it was 2014. This is
No.
6 years ago. So
He's like 22, 23
Kid was
now.
like
He
16.
Interstellar back. In,
he was
he went through the wormhole.
he was at Gargantua and just hung
Yeah.
out there for. He said, you know what? It's my time
But
to
yeah,
do
no,
Dune.
like the whole family dynamic between him and the son,
Yep.
and then him and Murph.
Yeah.
It really brings like the whole family together, and you see how close they are.
Yeah,
and all that
I'm gonna
sort of
jump in
stuff.
before. I have to agree with you on that because remember when the things were coming out? For some reason, we always thought it was like him and Murph. People are like, oh my god, they screwed over the son. Like the son got no thing. I guess that Matthew McConaughey hates his fucking son. Remember that? That was like the big talk of the
but,
town
like,
at the time.
that
And
just
when
shows,
I
like,
rewatch it. I don't remember.
it's
I don't
showing
see any
how
of that.
his son is like not his own person, but can handle himself, and
Yeah.
that's how he raised him to be like him.
Yeah.
Like
to be independent. He's like, I'm
Independent,
not,
that's
and
where
he
I'm
even says it. He even says he's like, got to get the patch kid. He's like, I'm not always going to be here for you.
Yeah.
And she's trying to teach him
Yes.
everything. Like, you got to grow up and be a man, because who knows, because of what they're saying. And the one thing about this movie that kind of pisses me off, we never know what year this movie actually takes place, unless it's in some sort of like hidden thing.
2028. We got time before the
Is it really?
before the Dust Bowl happens? I just made that up.
Okay.
So,
But it's like, is it 2150? Is it 2050? Like, you don't know. But like he's
2023.
yeah, the way shit's going, yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
But it's just like he teaches his son to be a man right away. He's like, I'm not always going to be here for you, and I'll do everything I can to help you out, but I'm just not. I can't do everything.
And I think that was part of like the thing. Like, well, he got screwed over, but like, no, like that was his character. Like, making him be independent, making him be a self-grown man and take over his family because he's not going to be around forever. And obviously,
yeah, that's exactly how they knew because they're farmers.
Yeah.
And though he did want his son, as one of the scenes going on with the principal arguing, like, you did not give my son a chance because he's very smart. It's like, listen, the world needs farmers. We need food. We don't need any of that other shit.
Yeah, we
anymore.
don't need.
But even the kids,
we don't need
he's like-
engineers. We need farmers.
he's like, I like what you do. He's like, I want to do that. Like,
Yeah.
he was happy with his life.
I see. Okay, all right, Brian, let's go. What else you got?
hold on. All right, so drone chase.
Let me flip my
Yeah,
notebook.
I'm sorry. I got the Ghost. So it's a combination of a couple scenes in the beginning. Just the books being pushed off the shelves. Trying to figure out what it is, and at the same time, like the dust is coming in there, and then literally, like you see, like the random, like
The lines.
in
Of
there.
sand, yep.
So then you find out it's actually gravity between the three of them, and then like we said before with the grandfather in there, he's like, when you guys are done praying to your God over here, dinner's downstairs, but it was once again, building that relationship with him and Murph was kind of obviously very important to the story, because he's like, you need to develop your own conclusions. It's maybe it is a ghost, maybe it's not a ghost, but you have to do more than, what just think it's a ghost. Like, you have to come up with some sort of
Scientific
yeah,
explanation.
exactly.
Yep.
So from the ghost goes to, I'm just going to put it as NASA. So then they're follow gravity to NASA, the new headquarters of NASA.
Over at NORAD.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but it must be like a long time. Everyone forgot about NORAD, like
Yeah.
fucking a heavy duty bunker.
So then that's when we get to meet Professor Brand and and his daughter Amelia. So Professor Brand was it was cool to see that Michael Caine is obviously in every Christopher Nolan movie. And don't get me wrong, I love Michael Caine. He's a fantastic actor. He did really well in this movie. I just
an a-hole.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
he lied.
But
he didn't really lie.
No, he didn't. But
He
Matt,
just compartmentalized.
once again,
the
Matt
truth.
Matt Damon explains
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon explains it. Matt Damon explains it perfectly on why he did what he did, because he's like, you have to think about the bigger picture, and just think about saving the whole human entire race. So I can't fault him for what he's doing.
Yeah.
But he did solve the equation fucking years ahead.
Yeah, morally it's wrong, but
Yeah.
ethically I think it's correct. Is that what it is? Morally, he should have told them and said this is what's going on. Ethically, he's
But
like,
did he solve the equation? Like he said, he solved the equation, yeah. But then all of a sudden, Murph gets the coordinates, which kind of figures like she finished the equation.
She changed it.
Well,
though.
no,
she came up with a new entire concept and thing.
like his. I guess his equation was getting everybody
Stop
off.
breaking the microphone.
He was.
I'm gonna mute you so you can fix your shit. So you're not breaking everything.
so
going
aggressive,
on,
this fucking
just
guy.
turn it over, put it on top.
Come on, Biff.
Good. Keep going. You're muted, so you're not. We don't hear it. Okay.
There we go.
Just a little pokey
All right,
poke.
There we go.
You're back on.
It's
those muscles.
I didn't
so
touch
keep going
anything,
with
and it just fucking came
I
down.
don't
What do you
know
want from me?
about that. All right. Back on topic. We're all right. Just go with the more scenes. I don't know. We
right.
lost our place.
All right, so but back to the NASA, it goes to them, meeting them, and then Professor Brand giving him the whole rundown, explaining the mission and asking him to fly it. Finding it, he's like, "Yo, you're the greatest pilot we've ever had." He's like, "These guys never left the stratosphere."
Didn't even know I
So,
existed 2
yeah.
hours ago.
So yeah, basically, and then like I said, the whole thing about Murph tagging along, and when she's in the car and he doesn't know it, but he's actually fully excited about that she tags along. So that you see the whole relationship between him and his daughter,
Yeah.
which I thought obviously very key to the movie. Like we were saying just before, the black hole, when you're first coming up to it, explaining the singularity, and Romley explaining it to Coop, and like I said, that's the greatest explanation I've ever seen in a black hole. Like we definitely have talked about it in science class at some point, but seeing it
Boring.
seeing it live and how they broke it down, like you said, making it for someone as simple as me.
It's explain it like I'm 5.
Yeah,
Got it.
Passing through the anomaly, which was fucking cool as shit. You can't touch anything, like just let it go, and
Yep.
blah blah blah. And then you get the first handshake, which then later on you find out that it's actually him and Brand,
Yeah.
doing a handshake, throughout the time.
Thank you for that demonstration of the handshake. I had no idea what you were talking about, so you had demonstrated that.
Then
You have to
I'll
put
go.
that on YouTube just to do a handshake.
Yeah, because like it wasn't even a handshake; it was like more like fingers touching.
So yeah,
It's like a finger bang.
You
going
fingered her.
could have. Who knows?
on. Jesus.
Giddy up.
Space
Take a little bean a little bit.
All right, let's leave the sexual assault behind us and continue on.
So then arriving at Miller's planet, that beautiful water planet that they arrive on. I like them talking about before they actually get there, explaining everything and how, once again, science, relativity and time and all that sort of stuff. To like
If they stay out of the gravitational pull, they won't.
every
they won't lose.
hour down there, 7
I love
years.
how they explained the time of
Yes.
how everything works.
That was probably one of the coolest things
Yes,
ever.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Of what's going.
So then going down there, and then they land in this fucking crazy water, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, it's the mountains," and then all of a sudden like McConaughey realizes like those aren't mountains.
It's fucking coming towards us.
Yeah, and he's
like
like,
a
"Those
tidal
are
wave.
waves," and then Brand's way too far. They got to send
Tars.
Tars out there to save her. You fucking end up losing what's his name.
I got him. It was
What's the other guy's name?
Donnelly?
Doyle.
Doyle. I'm sorry, Donnelly. I don't know. Why I said Donnelly.
Doyle loses.
Doyle rules.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Case. It's not Tars.
No, that's Case is the
Case is the-
Case is the one that Tars is on the ship.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Either way, Doyle ends up sacrificing himself, trying to let her get in first. But even when they're coming back up, and then they see Romley again, and they're like, they see him for the first time, and they're like, "How long were we down there for?" And then they explain that all of a sudden, like Tars is like 23 years, 4 months, 8 days, and they're like, "Holy shit!" And they're like, "Why didn't?" He's like, He's like,
You,
oh,
like-
I had plenty of time to explain. He's like, I didn't even
Yeah.
set a wakey date for.
You feel that guy's pain of just
yeah.
like being
he's like,
alone.
he's like, I didn't think you guys were ever coming back. You know?
kind of like foreshadows Matt Damon's thing
yeah.
later. Like he just fuck it, I'm going.
Yeah,
to sleep.
he's like, I didn't want to sleep my life away. You know, and
you
when he said that, it was like, holy shit.
Everything these characters go through, you kind of like feel
Yeah,
it, like
exactly.
they're going through like the G forces, and then their pain when this guy's old, and then their fucking family's dying, and like man, like you feel it all. Nolan does a killer job of.
So with that setting up, goes obviously they go next to Dr. Man's planet, and then you get the reveal of Dr. Man, and once again they show a little bit in the first 10 to go away, right? And when they're first at NASA, the first 10 to go on the Lazarus project.
they're on the back,
but you never see
yeah.
who
I know.
Dr. Man is.
I always
It's
try
funny.
to pause it.
We tried to pause it. That's exactly what I was trying to
Damn it, Brian!
God damn it, Brian.
See?
So that's
Nothing
exactly what I was trying to pause and try to zoom in to see him, like,
Yeah.
because he's like pointing, here's Dr. Man. Then I'm like,
But they never show
not-
it.
I can't fucking
And
find
then once again, when they fucking unleash who it is,
Matt
and when
Damon.
you saw it was fucking Matt Damon, I was like, holy shit. I think I even yelled it out, holy shit, it's Matt Damon in the theater. And I'm just like, God damn. And then
It's a Martian crossover.
no, the Martian came after.
Yeah.
I know, but like, it's
but
like
still,
interesting,
like
Me, who I just saw this like 2 years ago. I'm like, holy shit!
oh, yeah, exactly. So before we go on, like that's my thing of like so when did
Matt Damon's always being saved.
When did Matt Damon become like the cameo guy? Like especially because like since what
He loves him.
since like Eurotrip.
Oh, Eurotrip, yeah.
So like, but
greatest cameo ever.
was the
like
best.
at this point, what was he doing in 2014? Was this when The Bourne Identity came out?
I'm sure he
The
had-
Bourne movies
was
were out.
before
He
they
was
were out for a while ago.
But still, like
It's-
your chance to be in a Nolan movie, and
And-
he's like, they're gonna be like, this is a big reveal,
Yeah,
like
because-
uncredited.
During his cameos, what is he doing? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, like
He has to be doing a movie at some
Yeah.
point.
So like he can lead a movie. He's a
oh
he's
yeah,
a
he could have
star.
been McConaughey's role,
Yeah, he could
and
have
I would have been fine with it,
And the fact that
because he would have played it just as well as McConaughey.
yeah,
he
it's-
probably turned. He's like, no, what? You know what? McConaughey's going to kill this.
Yeah.
and I'll just
Yeah.
do that.
so like it's just
cameo.
great because that's what I think is what gets everyone because you have a lead actor that shows up in such a minute role and you're like
Well, was he minute? He was a fucking asshole.
yeah, but listen, it's a minute role. Like it's a surprise they want to keep it like that. He was there for like how long was he? Like 15 minutes tops in the entire like 3
I
hour.
thought he was there for like a
His
half
character
hour.
is so
But
important.
it's
though.
yeah, hands
He was
down.
there for like a half
His
hour because
ex-
they build this guy up like he's
Yeah.
the best of us.
Yeah.
He's the
And at
best
first,
of us. Yeah.
oh, yeah.
He doesn't even say anything when he comes out. He just starts crying.
Yes.
Man, I feel
And
so
you're-
bad
yeah.
for this fucking guy.
And you're just like, what else would you do? Like the guy's been sleeping for 30 years basically.
the
So
monuments, man.
is this where they solidified Matt Damon cameo? Like it had to be right this, right?
I guess
because like he's
so,
done a
like-
couple before.
He was-
but like this is it where it's like whenever there's going to be. Go ahead. What we
the
got?
Monuments Men. In 2014, that's what he was filming.
Okay.
Or
I
I guess that's when it came out.
That was with
Clooney.
Clooney. It was
Yeah.
they were taking the art
Bill Murray.
and World,
Yeah.
World War II.
Yep.
It was more like somewhat of a comedy.
Yeah, it was Clooney's movie.
Yeah.
Kate
I remember
Blanchett,
that.
John
So-
Goodman. It came out at the same time, so they had to be filming at the same time.
So
But yeah, no.
But yeah, but this
to
is-
have such an A-list actor play this
Yes.
role.
So this is
he
where
was
they-
so good, and he was such a douchebag, such a douchebag, and he just he's like
It's such a pussy too. Like,
Yeah.
I feel bad for him, but then he just turns into this giant
it's
pussy.
just-
Like,
he could have just been like, if he would have just came clean right off, and he'd be like, I lied. Thank you for saving me, but we have to continue.
your dad's a liar. I'm a liar.
We-
everyone's a
if he
liar.
would have just said, I faked my data and we have to continue on with the mission, I think they all would have bought into it instead of him trying to be like, oh no,
Maybe.
our planet, oh, we have alkaline down below and we could
Yeah.
access breathable stuff. And they're like, there is a surface. There is no surface.
bitch, you just ran into a fucking frozen cloud.
But he himself even said, he's like, I knew the second I landed here, this wasn't the planet.
I know.
But and my thing is like, didn't he have enough fuel to get somewhere else?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Like,
No, I think it's always
I don't know
only
if they
one-
had like the same.
They all chose one
Yeah.
planet and that's it. And
Like
they,
I don't know if they had like the massive space. Like they had the space station to get them there, but once they were gone, I think
Yeah.
that
Did they
was
all
it.
split? Like
That
that's
was
the
it.
other
That's
thing
it.
we don't
That's
know.
it.
Like so, all right.
get
So
shot
maybe
down.
They
maybe
didn't
that
have
was a
enough fuel
case.
to
Yeah.
get, or communication to get to
that's
another planet.
It literally was a suicide mission. So only one person was going to survive this, and then that was it. they're hoping for
Or
at least,
multiple, at
They were
least.
hoping for
At least 2.
3 people
Yeah.
got thumbs up, so they're hoping for 3 valuable planets, and literally one lied, the other one fucking died on impact, and somehow pressed the correct button, or it just got fucked up so bad that it was the correct
Or
button.
maybe it wasn't her hitting a button. It was just
Yeah,
a wave.
just the way how it happened,
Yeah.
and then the other one, we don't know if the other one's viable. I think at the end, it looks like she's setting
Edmonds?
up camp. Yeah, Edmonds.
It has to be viable. She
Yeah,
takes the helmet
yeah.
off and everything. So
Yeah,
she's,
okay.
yeah.
So anyway, what else we got, Brian? We want to continue going on? We got some quick
Yeah,
ones and stuff like that?
yeah. So then I got Man.
Interstellar, brought to you by Brian.
I got Dr. Man versus the Endurance. So, like, that's the next scene when he escapes off his planet and tries to take over the Endurance.
Yep. I like that.
Tries to take over the ship and, tries to connect. And all
Tars,
that.
what's your trust thing?
Yeah.
65%.
But that whole scene, and that, once again, this is where, like, I think the movie's made because the score in that part with Hans Zimmer is so fucking fantastic that it makes you feel everything that they're going through. So, like, when he goes through and they're trying to, like, don't open the hatch, and then he, tries to manual
explodes.
over it and explodes. McConaughey just goes, I gotta attach us. And she's like, you can't do that. He's like, no, it's necessary.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we gotta do that thing. And that whole thing, and when that score's going, and he's like, Case, if I pass out, take the stick.
Yeah.
And it was just so cool. And like how they're shifted that one way. Like
She
for
passes
me,
out.
Yeah. From the
for me,
G-force, stuff like
for
that.
me, I'm like, I feel like when I'm watching the movie, I'm the
You're
same
there.
way.
Yeah.
I'm turning with them. It was so well done. He matches the spin and they get it under control. Like it was so beautifully shot and they show everything. So good. Then I got the whole thing with after that would be the fifth dimensional beings. So when he detaches from, they're like, Amelia's gonna go to Edmund's planet, and like we have to shed the weight, to get away from the anomaly, and then she doesn't realize that Cooper's going with him.
I heard the
It's a little jettison.
yeah, something Jensen over there.
So he has to. Another anomaly coming through.
Oh my God, is that a gargantuan too?
So he decides to go because he wants to go back to his family, and then he gets sucked into the black hole, and then he's trying to transmit, and then you just see everything, and you find out that he's the ghost,
Yep.
and he's trying to how he could quantify this data to his daughter, and like we were just talking about before, who's really the chosen one? Is it McConaughey or is it his daughter? I still tend to believe it's McConaughey.
I think they will know.
They're fifth dimensional beings.
Yeah, they. Us from the future.
So
Human race from the future. They.
Future Brian texting,
Yeah.
texting himself.
It's the future Brian. Exactly. That's going to be.
But he does take the quote from Dr. Amelia Brand, just going, love is quantifiable, and that's how she'll know
Yep.
that something is up. So I do like that. And then, finally, the reuniting with Murph at the end, and you told him I liked farming.
Oh, that was great. She's like, you pissed me off so long, so fuck you. I'm going to get this
Yeah.
last dig in on you.
Yeah. So
She was in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
She's like, this
Waited
motherfucker's going to
175 years for that.
So
Well
and
played,
once again, it
a long
shows
game.
it shows like he's 124 years old. He looks like he's 45 years old, and she's got to be 80.
89, 90.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or anywhere between like 89 to 94.
So yeah, somewhere in that range. She's late 80s, early 90s, and just to show the whole like relativity thing again shows you like how cool this movie was, and she just is like, you need to go find Bran because I guess she knows that they had a connection. So
Yeah, I guess so.
because obviously you could see there's that connection that they had at the end between Bran and
Very good. All right, Brian, I'm going to cut you off there. Before you explain
before I explain the whole movie.
before I explain the entire
I
movie.
think it's too late for that.
Yeah.
Shane, is there anything that we missed that we should cover from Brian?
I mean, this scene alone, like
Oh, yeah, of all the videos.
Coop
and
going
him-
through his videos of his kids, and now his kids has now he's a grandfather.
I
and
totally forgot though that he has 2 kids and the first one dies.
the first one dies. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, fuck.
Jesse.
Like as a dad, this got me. I'm like, God damn, just a mess. So I think
just
about
the emotion that he's going through right now, like seeing all this. Like you're in space for you think like fucking 10 minutes, and now your kids.
Yeah, he was
has a kid and another kid and married.
He's like, he's probably been like awake probably like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is
like 30 years has passed.
And they're saying like they're like playing back messages for 23 years and 6 months, and it's just like holy
go back to the
shit.
beginning.
Yeah.
This is a fucking
Because
mind trip.
you see his son as when he left him.
Yeah, he's like,
And now he's a full-grown man.
He's like, I'm
And
gonna
he's like-
graduate, and then blah blah blah. Next, bam.
And I gotta let you go now.
All right, what you got, Shane? What else?
I mean, Brian pretty much covered everything except, I mean, he did. I'm gonna piggyback off. My favorite scene was again when they go up and he's got I call it the Tokyo Drift maneuver. When he's got to save the ship after Matt Damon blows it up, and he's got to pull that fucking tight turn and just fucking catch it with Hans Zimmer, and just everything about that scene is just perfect. Like I will put this movie on just to watch that scene alone. Like I got to go back like 5 minutes just to watch the entire Dr. Mann scene, just to build myself up to get to that scene so I can watch it. And
Agreed.
it's so fucking awesome. Like that is hands down the best scene in this fucking movie.
All you got is me just thinking of now of fucking that song and going and Tokyo Drift, and then going, oh, I'm thinking I'm gonna add it to that's all I fucking think of right now. So
Matthew McConaughey's Tokyo Drift to save the fucking universe.
He hit the e-brake.
I said, I'd have to agree. You know what? Here's one thing I have different than you guys don't. When he reunites with Tars. Come on, man. That's his companion.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I like that. He's like, wait a minute, is that? And he goes and fixes Tars up and shit like that. And he goes and he has a beer with him.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Sitting on the porch, like
sitting on the porch. He's like, God, I hate
Was this how it was?
Yeah.
It wasn't always this clean, Slick.
I love how he talks to him like he's like a kid, like kind of like not like a kid, but like a young adult. Like, he's like his buddy, you know. Like
exactly. That's why he brought him back. He's like, Tars, what's your trust level?
he needs a friend, you know.
What's your honesty level? 90%.
He's the only person he knows. He's fucking 120 years old.
Like he knows
he doesn't know anybody
else.
else.
Talks to him like a human being, like because he needs a friend.
He doesn't know anybody else in the world, in the universe,
His
besides
fucking
Dr.
daughter
Brand.
wants nothing to do with him. All she cares about is her fucking family.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's
and her
moving on.
legacy.
Which is his family because of her.
Yeah.
All right,
should thank
gentlemen, let's move on. Favorite quotes, as it's not a quote heavy movie, but what we got going on. You know what, Brian, calm down.
No, all right.
Let's give some people another chance over here in the podcast. See what's going on.
Not a quote heavy movie.
I say, I'll go with here's some of the ones I picked up along the way. We got one that Cooper said, we used to look up at the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt.
Yep.
Dr. Brand, which is the professor, he goes, do not go gentle into the good night. Old sage should burn and rave at close of day. Rage against the dying of the light.
That reminds me of Back to School. Every time I hear that. Did you ever see that? Rodney Dangerfield?
Classic.
Yes, but not. God, you know how many years it's been?
He memorizes that for his final exam. Rage against the dying of the light.
He's got to take like 6 exams in that day.
Yep. There we go. So another Cooper quote: "Once you're a parent, you're the ghost of your children's future." See, now we got Brand, which is Anne Hathaway's character. She's like, "Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends time and space." Donald, love this guy. Popcorn at the ball game's unnatural. I want a hot dog. And this one always gets me. Well, this little maneuver is going to cost us 51 years. And I think that's where it starts, Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, that's the McConaughey Tokyo Drift starts.
It's a long e-brake, man.
The brakes are definitely worn the fuck out on that thing.
Screeching. It was caught on fire and shit like that. Surprised you didn't have like purple smoke coming out of the fucking... It's like, oh, you see this new smoke I got going on?
Look at this guy burning rubber in space.
God, are those 22s?
We're on dubs.
All right, Shane, what you got for us on here?
The only one that I remember, and I write it down every time, when as part of that, and he's like, Case is like, it's not possible, and Cooper McConaughey's like, no, but it's necessary.
Yep.
Like that was
with the docking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that. Just everything about this movie is like, no, it's.
Brian, is that your ghost?
Yeah,
That's what the mic.
They're always like, it's not
Fuck
possible.
you, Murph.
But McConaughey Cooper's always like, it's necessary. Like they have to do this. Like
Yep.
that's his whole mentality. Like it doesn't matter. We have to do
Yep.
this.
Yeah. He's got. I see. All right, Brian.
So I got
Page 7 of your notes. What do you got?
I only got 2 quotes more from what you guys already said, and they're both from Cooper. Mankind was born on this earth, was never meant to die here.
Yep. Yeah, that's a
And
good one,
that's
too.
very, very good. Ties in obviously fully to what this whole movie is. And then another one from Cooper. This world's a treasure, Don, but it's been telling us to leave for a while now. You know, and I did like, because it's in the same sort of like, I guess when he's talking to Don himself, the grandfather, and Don was just like, Cooper, I don't know, you were born in the wrong time.
You're either born 40 years too early,
or
40 years too late.
Yeah, because he was explaining, he's like, listen, when I was a kid, it felt like everything was something new was happening every single day, and I just like that whole perspective of what he said. Like Don, I didn't write the whole thing down, but that part was cool. That little convo that they had right there.
Yeah,
sitting outside them two having.
I like them together, like just chit chat.
Yeah, the
like,
banter
good
back
banter,
and forth, stuff like that. It's good. Yeah, he's like really grown into like, this is my son-in-law and and my grandkids there. So it's like actually I love him as.
But I'm still gonna like give him a little poke every now and again. Like, show him, like, I'm boss still.
Yeah.
When you're done praying to your God, come down. All right, so let's end it there. Let's we're about like 45 minutes into this. It's going long, man, just like the movie. So as
Mike
you know,
Johnson for Slider.
You smell. Anyway, let's take a break. We'll be right back. We've always defined ourselves as the ability to overcome the impossible, and we count these moments when we dare to aim higher, to break barriers, to reach for the stars, to make the unknown known. We count these moments as our proudest achievements, but we lost all that. Or perhaps we've just forgotten that we are still pioneers, and we've barely begun, and that our greatest accomplishments cannot be behind us, that our destiny lies above us. All right, cheers. Welcome back. Reels, Booze, and Bros, aka RB2. We're going to start off with something a little different here. Well, obviously, got the quote going on as I bring it back, but we're going to call one of our friends. This is something called Punta's Corner. So let's...
new segment on RB2.
New segment on RB2. So it's a little loud. Go on and we'll give it a call, or we'll give a call to our buddy. And hey, how's it going? It's us.
Hey.
So we got Punta's Corner about to start. So we're we are reviewing Interstellar. We know you saw it with Brian. We want to give you your thoughts on what do you think of Interstellar. Go ahead.
Well, I asked Brian, how do you call Interstellar in Spanish? Right? It's called Interstellar, So I say this. It's a movie about space, You fly through space and you go into wormholes and you start here and now you're there, And
okay.
Yeah.
So you're explaining what is that, like the relativity, like through the was it the anomaly, right?
Yes.
So after you got out of the movie, Brian asked you questions like, Brian, why don't you ask you remember how you said you saw the movie? What do you think of it? Like,
all right, so obviously we were all there together, and we were just talking about how good the movie was, and what we were talking about the science of the movie, and like what were you really just going on? Like what was your favorite part of the movie?
I like how I forget Matthew McConaughey. I like how he says the whole thing with the watch and it stops and that's him talking to him from the futures, right? And I like it because he tells himself how to fix everything, so that his daughter, his Nina, right?
Yeah. Murph, got it.
Murph, yes, Murph. So how she's a woman now, and she can fix everything for everyone. So I like that, and I like how he ages like 35 years, when he's on the planet, and they show relativity. You know Einstein? He says relativity. So I like how 23 years go by, and it's only like 10 minutes for him. You know, on the water planet with the Aqua.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yes, the relativity is crazy, but I like. And then at the end, they say he's like 142 years old, which is crazy, because everybody else is like 80, and he's so much older than them. That's a relativity too, you know?
Yeah, it was good. So, would you recommend this movie to anyone? Like,
it's a little old, you know, but I would see it. Yeah.
Would you feel better about this movie if there was more like Mexican American Latinos in this movie?
That's what I said to Brian when we left the movie. There's no Latinos. They all died because there's no corn, so all the Latinos died. They can't make any meals with no corn, so all the Latinos die.
So if they're growing rice or something, you would be okay with that?
Fava, yeah, absolutely. Beans, frijoles negros, and rice, absolutely.
Okay, now we're getting that's a little crazy.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But yes, no Mexicans in the movie. Very few blacks, but it's okay.
But if it was filmed south of the border, you'd be okay with that?
Yeah, because it would still be called Interstellar. You know, it's the same in Espanol. Interstellar.
All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, apologize. Any sort of you feel racism going on? We're not trying to go for that. This is
no racism. You look in the movie. There's no black people and no Spanish people.
Yeah, I know. It's very upsetting.
It was still a good movie. I liked it.
So, Punta's Corner. What out of 10? What would you rate this movie?
It's gonna be like a 9.
A niño?
You know, it's a 9. Yes, no, yeah, 9.
All right,
9 out of 10.
All right, Punta. I'm glad you enjoyed this movie. Hopefully, you can join us on further a podcast. Going ahead and give us your review of these movies and what.
Absolutely, we do a Spanish title next time, and you'll see more Mexicans in the movies.
We'll do Telemundo next time.
Telemundo. I love it. All right,
I appreciate you joining us and giving us your review on this. Very enlightening. All right, thank you very much.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Buenas noches. All right, and we're moving on. So, Punta's Corner. We're going to have something new over here on RB2 podcast. Our buddy Chris, who doesn't have that heavy of an accent, he likes he likes to put it on for the podcast and enjoys it. And we went to
He's very passionate that there's no Latinos in this movie.
We went to high school together. I love the kid, and he's very straightforward in his reviews. He played it up just
Gotta love him.
So, all right, moving on. Movie awards.
Good movie.
All right, let's.
Good movie.
Let's. Shane can't handle himself because Shane's never met him. Well, he's met him at a party stuff like that, but it's just been a while. So, all right. So, best quote. What we got going on here? I'm nominating. It was me, Murph. I was your ghost.
For me, I got to go with Bran. Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends time. And
you
space.
pussy. All right.
Well, whatever.
You romantic bitch, you.
You fuck.
Yeah. All right. That's all getting fucking beeped out. All right. The 5 people listen to us are definitely going to be pissed. So anyway, Shane, what do you nominate?
I'm going with it's.
This move's going to cost you a Tokyo Drift.
It's not. It's not possible. No, it's necessary. That's mine.
Okay.
This is probably the 7th or 8th time you said it, so
I have to because it sums this movie up. Like everything is necessary. They need to do everything that they're doing right now, even though that they know they're doing it, but they still have to.
I could be fully on board with that because when that quote is said, it is 100%. It's necessary.
Yeah.
And this is literally
there's no
saving the human race
other
at
option.
this time.
Yeah, there's no other option. It's like this has to succeed or we die.
Like no matter what you say, it's not possible.
Plan B is not happening.
It doesn't matter if it's possible. It's necessary.
Yeah.
Like, we have to do this.
Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not off topic. I'm not gonna get
Plan B is not happening if it's not necessary.
There is no plan B.
Yeah.
This is necessary.
There's no taking the pill and go. I'm sorry. Let's just go back on. All right. So any best quote can be. I don't know. It's tough. Maybe let's.
I mean, it is like you said when we started this. It's not a quote heavy movie.
No.
So you're digging for quotes.
I'm just trying to remember, like, when I think of Interstellar, there's a couple of things. Like, that one is my number one. The number one, too, is, like, this one's going to cost me, this move's going to cost us 51 years.
I mean, if you watch it again, like, the more times you watch it, you hear the quote of, do not go gentle on a good night. They they say it a lot.
Yeah,
but it doesn't resonate.
It doesn't.
Like,
Correct. It doesn't.
If they said it once,
yeah.
if they said it once, it would probably resonate a little bit more. But the fact it's said a few times,
I like this resonate. What do you this was big.
But I think Cooper obviously has the most quotes because obviously
Punta's Corner really got my education.
Cooper has the most quotes, and obviously he's the most important character in the whole entire movie. So most of his stuff is the important shit that's going to be on there. But like I said, I do love the brand quote because once again, love is quantifiable, at least for this movie.
They say it's quantifiable? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, read the quote again. Let me see.
Love is the one thing that we're capable of perceiving that transcends time and space.
Yeah.
Because that's actually the fact.
Yes.
He says it. He says it
So
when
it's-
he's
yeah.
fifth dimensional, and
Yeah,
he's
so,
like, "Love
yeah.
is quantifiable." She'll know that I'm translating it to her. That's why.
Trying to understand.
That's
I'm trying
why.
to understand the word quantifiable. I think I got it. Okay.
That's why
it's a bigger word than resonate.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going with the brand quote as that.
I like it because like again, love is something you can't like use a mathematical equation to come
But
to a conclusion.
if I'm not going,
I mean, dollars and cents. You can pay for love.
That's called well, yeah. Anyway, best scene. I want to say, Brian, shut up. I want to say, traveling through the warp, the gargantuan, the second time, not the first time, the second time. It's not the end because there's like 45 more minutes after he travels to. So when they
You're saying when he's going to the fifth dimension?
So when he goes, so they're literally going back, and they're going to go to the next planet, Emmons' planet. They're going to do their stuff, and he wants to try to go back, but he realizes I can't go back. But he
So he's
fakes
gonna
the brain.
jettison-
and he jettisons, and he goes in there with fucking TARS. All right, and from the moment he jettisons and goes in there, he's like holding down. He's holding to the stick. He loses control. He's explaining what's going on, and then TARS is already in there. Then they meet up, and then he goes into the fifth, all the way through that. What you're seeing, what he's explaining, and goes through into the fifth dimension,
And where he realizes where the fuck he is.
He's in the library behind scene, the
In the
bookcase.
room.
In the room of the bookcase. I think it's called the library or something like that.
Well,
Yes.
he's the ghost.
I fucking goddamn it, spilled beer on me. So, I'm going crazy with my.
I remember
at
my
some
first beer.
point- I fell off my dinosaur. So anyway, that's what I got. So, Brian, I know you're eager to jump on this. Let's go.
No, it's the endurance, man versus the endurance, and
Yours, man versus-
Tokyo Drift.
Coop's Tokyo Drift.
Shane, is that what you're going with?
Yeah,
it has to be.
absolutely. Yeah, no,
I
it
don't know
has
why
to
would I
be.
bother ask myself. Okay.
It's so like everything about it, like setting up Matt Damon as a bad guy, them
Matt Damon dies, and then he's got to do he has to do what is necessary.
what is necessary, and then he's saving the human race, and like you said, it's costing him 51 years, and just how it was shot.
And Hans Zimmer,
and-
fucking
yeah.
just
like I said, describing it before, like when he's in that position, like turned, like
feel it.
I feel like I'm watching the movie.
Like you're
turned to
watching
the
it,
right.
you're going like, come
yeah, like I'm leaning with them. Like I feel like I'm in the cockpit with them, and just like I'm here. Like I got this. Let's do this. And it just fucking just defines this whole movie. I think it was just so visually stunning, and the way it was done, it was fucking perfect. You couldn't ask for a better scene in a movie.
and the fact that they made Anne Hathaway's character, like that's how intense it was. Like she passed out, like she's done.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was just
he's on the verge. You could see him. And it looks like they're literally probably in something where they're literally like they're probably forced into something. Like they're definitely doing shit
Doing
like
the
where
G-force stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I
so
gotcha.
she passes out, and he's like, he looks like he's on a fucking bender where he's just like,
Yeah, he's the only one that's actually been through like
Yeah,
violence
yeah.
and injuries.
yeah, he's struggling throughout the whole scene, but it's just like his face is sucked in.
even when they lock it, then he's got to bring it all
Yeah.
the fucking
Yeah,
back.
it's a little faster than Mach 10. I got
And
it.
now for our next trick.
You're not flying out of that cockpit,
Yeah.
surviving.
Yeah.
Walking into a diner for water.
Yeah.
I don't know. He did fucking jump. I don't know how fast he was going inside the black hole, the gargantuan. He ejected in there and landed in the fifth dimension.
He did, but
Is that what Maverick landed in his fifth dimension when he fucking jettisoned at Mach 10?
I think Maverick had gravity though.
You know what? I would say probably Mach 9 because he definitely slowed down after the thing started blowing up around him. But anyway, I digress. Okay. All right. So best scene. Tokyo Drift in
Tokyo Drift.
Interstellar.
Tokyo Drift.
We're just calling it Tokyo Drift. Got it. All right, I'll go with that. So best character, the Randy Watson Award. I went with TARS. Oh yeah, fucking high five, bitch. Fuck you,
Okay.
Case. Okay.
So I think it's too obvious to put McConaughey as the best character because I honestly
listen, yes.
he
Randy
carries it.
Watson, what you guys?
I know.
I understand that, but hands down, it's McConaughey. Like he's
Yeah,
the
right.
best in the movie.
Yes,
but
yes.
I am in full agreement that Tars is right there.
Yeah,
after.
fucking love him with the fucking
But
emotions
I will
and
tell you right behind
the
that,
honesty.
I love
fucking-
Romley. I fucking love Romley.
Who's Romley again?
The other scientist, the black scientist.
Oh, the black guy.
Yeah.
I always
I
forget his
love
name.
him. I think he's great.
I do. I like him. He's very just like he's low key. He's.
I feel
how
so
speaks
bad when he
everything for-
dies too.
Yeah.
He's like
Right there, gets blown up with the fucking
Yeah.
robot. Here we are in fucking.
Yeah,
Vegas.
no, not Romley. Don't
Yeah.
take my eyes, not Romley.
He was so good. But yeah, that would be my number 2 choice. Romley was behind him.
All right, gotcha. All right, worst character, Adrian Balboa.
Oof.
Is it Dr. Man?
No,
Yes.
I can't say
It's tough.
that.
Like I want to say yes, but then when you look at the big picture, he's trying to save the human race. I still have him as my worst character.
I'm gonna throw something out there.
Yeah, I want to know.
Miss Hanley, the teacher who thinks that we didn't walk on the fucking moon.
Yeah, she's with that. I get punched in the face. Yeah, Miss Hanley.
She
fuck you.
needs to be punched in the face.
Yeah, she's like, oh, that was great propaganda to beat the Russians. Shut
you
the
dumb
fuck.
idiot.
If Buzz,
right, so
Like,
I will
you're supposed to be an educated person, and how long ago did you graduate? But you don't know that
Yeah.
we didn't walk on the fucking moon.
yeah.
So my other choice,
All right, Brian, what you got?
Murph.
Which
All right, so there's
and-
3 Murphs. There's child Murph. There's adult Murph.
adult
there's
Murph.
senior citizen Murph.
Deathbed Murph.
Adult
Deathbed.
Murph.
Why? Okay, lay it down for us. Why?
Adult Murph hates her father.
Okay, common.
Hates her father. Thinks she left him. and didn't-
She was abandoned. She was told a lie that, and she.
but
thinks,
it wasn't by her father.
But she thinks she was abandoned. She thinks he was selfish and abandoned her.
But he's literally doing everything for her.
But she doesn't know that.
She doesn't know that. And the fact that she still can't even admit that and takes credit for everything, even though it's him doing all the work.
See, I hate Deathbed Murph more than I hate Adult Murph.
I do too.
No, I just
Deathbed
because
Murph just wants nothing to do with him. He's like, this is my family. Like, bitch, that's his family too.
no,
That's
but,
his great,
but the whole
great,
time,
great
but the whole time when
grandkids.
she's talking to her brother, she's like, "Dad had left us. He didn't do anything for us."
Because she thinks that he
And
just
I get
fucking
it, but
left.
but at the same time, he's trying to get
But
back
she
to her
doesn't
the
know
whole
that.
Yes,
entire
but
time.
she doesn't see that
I-
until she
I
finally realized that.
understand that.
But
the
even when
ghost is-
she does realize it, she's still like a.
and then
She won't let it go.
Yeah, she won't. That's why she made him a farmer.
But at the end, she realizes. But at the
That
end,
asshole was a farmer. He
but
wasn't a
at the end,
pilot.
but at the end, she realizes like there was something. I was like, I don't know how she can know, but him and Brand obviously have a connection. So he has to go back to get to Brand.
Well, I'm gonna assume
that's
Brand-
where she gets me back a little bit.
Yeah, because they were all
even though what
they were
you're
all on a
saying, Shane,
mission
is
together.
not wrong.
Yes. Okay.
I think Brand's his only friend. Like besides
But it's
Tars.
just-
Okay, so listen. So everything got transmitted. So for with Tars, when they both went in there and they transmitted everything, and he probably Morse coded all that shit and said, Brand is now going to Emmons' planet and doing all that stuff. So she probably realized that she's still there, and she's by herself, and she does not know that they've created everyone from Earth is now left. They're on a space station by Gargantuan, and they're going to go and come to
Or
her.
they're by like Saturn.
And he probably
or something.
doesn't. He doesn't.
Well,
want,
that's the black hole. His name is Gargantuan.
Yeah.
So
He doesn't want her to become man.
and so
Like what happened to man? Like he was
Yes.
isolated and became a psychopath. And
yes.
he's like, fuck, I gotta go save her before
Yeah.
she turns into that
because
guy.
they were all on the same mission, and they realized, like, you know what? Yeah, obviously there's some sort of connection.
yeah.
That's your
He took a
whether it's like a
suicide
lover
mission.
or a friend or something like that. It's like you bonded over something this traumatic.
You spent
It's
years
like
together.
You had years together, which was only like
it's like 10 minutes.
it was probably like
For them, it was. For
probably
them,
like
it felt
it
like.
was probably like 48 hours. I bet
For them, it felt like it was probably
all
only,
the times they were awake.
It was probably only a year that they were awake, but like they obviously spent 80 years together. So
Yes.
Yeah, but you can't say that. They didn't spend 80 years. Like they were together for 80 years.
He was
But-
120.
Yeah, but they didn't. They weren't like sitting next to each other chatting it up for 80
No.
years. They were
I understand.
sleeping
Like
for all of it.
they were sleeping most of the time, but I'm just saying, like, technically they were together for 80 plus years.
In the same vicinity? Got
But
it.
that's not
Yeah.
bonding. That's just
I mean,
That's called stalking.
I watched her
they-
sleep for 80 years.
they have a connection at the end, and
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
like I was saying.
Yeah, they went through some stuff. They killed the villain, Dr. Mann.
And they're the only two left that are their age. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah,
from that
he's got a
age,
bond to her.
from that time frame of many years ago. So, okay.
Hottest 120-year-old I've
So
ever
who
seen.
is it? So who is it?
Gonna
So-
break your hip tonight.
So, going grandma style on you. So who do we go for?
Too much?
worst character?
Too much? Not enough?
So who is it? Adrian Balboa was the worst one. Is it fucking?
I say it's a teacher. I still.
I gotta go. Dr. Man. Fucking Matt Damon. God damn it.
Yeah, and look at the bigger picture. He's very upsetting.
It's gotta be
what?
Matt Damon.
He's
I'm
a douchebag, but I don't want to punch him. I'd rather punch the teacher.
No, I
I
want
do
to punch
too.
Matt Damon in the face.
I do.
And in fact, when they tried to fight, and he was just like,
Well, he's a
"I'm sorry,
pussy.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
So who was worse? Was it Dr. Mann or the guy in Saving Private Ryan who does nothing at the end?
Oh, that fucking guy's
Probably
the worst.
him, right?
Yeah.
I forgot that
You
guy.
should
He's,
rename the award after him. He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But
is his name?
how many times are we saving Matt Damon? Saving Private Ryan, The Martian.
What else did he get saved from?
Well,
Interstellar.
Fucking Matt Damon
Obviously
saved
Interstellar.
himself. He kept himself alive for
I know.
how many
But, like,
solars?
listen,
or
we're
There,
souls.
Yeah, it was actually for a couple of years. It's like don't ever go on a. Well, it's like, don't ever go on a.
Don't
road-
let Matt Damon go away.
Open, private open.
Yeah. Don't ever go on a. Yeah, fucking. Don't ever go on a road trip with these guys. It's like fucking Tom.
Matt Damon's
Hanks.
number one.
Because Tom Hanks gets lost as well as much Matt Damon and then like someone else and shit like that. All right,
At least Tom Hanks is gonna run.
So,
Because I was running.
all right, calm down. All right. A little BTS behind the scenes. Anyone want to go first? This has a.
No, I decided
heard
to
you
keep
have
this
a lot,
to you. So I was
Okay.
like, this is gonna be your time to shine.
Okay, so
I talked enough.
So back onto the Matt Damon boat. So Matt Damon was not included in the promotion for this movie. His name was not mentioned, and he did not attend any of the premieres. In fact, apart from an article in Variety announcing his casting as an unspecified role, his role was kept secret until the release of this movie. Again, which was amazing.
I love that.
Okay, so early in pre-production, Dr. Kip Thorne laid down 2 guidelines to strictly follow. Dr. Kip Thorne's basically is he was a guy that I said from the beginning. He's a scientist, a genius. Helped write the script. He said there's 2 things: nothing would violate established physical laws, and that all the wild speculations would spring from science and not from the creative mind of a screenwriter. Writer, producer, and director Christopher Nolan accepted these terms as long as they did not get in the way of making the movie. That did not prevent clashes, though. At one point, Thorne spent 2 weeks talking Nolan out of an idea about traveling faster than light. So that would
light speed.
Faster than light
Faster
speed.
than light speed.
That's the
Ludicrous speed.
So exactly. So that's how they got the other thing of going through.
What travels faster than speed of light? Gravity?
Like FTL drives. Gravity has nothing to do with I think with
That's not speed.
Has nothing to do with it. So that's why it's able to like go through time. It's the only thing that can go through time. I don't know. I'm
about
not
love?
that smart.
I love. Does that travel faster than
Following the hearts everywhere.
That's why.
Bugs Bunny hearts.
Yeah, that's why on the gram there's always the double tap the hearts. It goes too fast. Hey, fucking Christ! All right, so to create the wormhole and black hole, Dr. Kip Thorne collaborated with visual effects supervisor Paul J. Franklin and his team at Double Negative. Thorne provided pages of deeply sourced theoretical equations to the team, which then created new CGI software programs based on these equations to create accurate computer simulations of these phenomena. Some individual frames took up to 100 hours to render, and ultimately the whole CGI program reached to 800 terabytes of data. So terabytes. So there's the megabytes, the gigabytes, and then fucking terabytes. That's a shit ton of fucking data. The resulting visual effects provided Thorne with new insight into the effects of gravitational lensing and accretion disks surrounding black holes, and led to him writing 2 scientific papers, one for the astrophysics community and one for the computer graphics community.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. It's insane. There's so much stuff that's crazy.
So I'm not wrong with Nolan should be the head of NASA?
He is.
It's
he
not.
should be. He is that.
Well, he visualized this, but Dr. Kip Thorne had a shit ton of. This guy was like his right hand man on this, so he has a ton of credit. All right, Steven Spielberg, who was attached to direct this movie in 2006, and hired Jonathan Nolan to write the screenplay, Christopher Nolan's brother, chose other projects instead. In 2012, after Spielberg's departure, Jonathan suggested the project to his brother Christopher. Interesting, right?
Wow. So
this was supposed to come out in 2000, probably 2008.
But he didn't like, hey, Chris, you're fucking awesome. Why don't we do this? And he's like, nah, I need Spielberg.
He did.
No, Spielberg got attached first.
2006.
And then, because Spielberg came first,
his
then
movies did
came.
not blow up like that. He had Memento, but then when was Batman?
This was after. This is around the time.
The first Batman Begins was 2004, 2006. So that's when Nolan finally started getting really big.
Yeah, so big.
And then 2008.
I think this is because this has to be after the Dark Knight Rises, because the fact we have.
No. I'm saying 2008 was
and Michael Caine
was the Dark Knight, and I think 2010 or 11 was Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
I think Dark Knight Rises was 2011. 2010 was Inception, because Inception came out before Dark Knight Rises, and then this movie comes out.
Yeah. But it took so long. So his brother wrote the script, and he's like, "All right, I think we should go with my brother and see how we do." He got some clout behind him. So let's see what's going on. So interesting though. Spielberg would have been a totally different movie.
I don't think it's as good.
I don't think he would have done the Nolan way. Yeah,
no, because
and I think Tom Hanks is in the movie. I think Tom Hanks is McConaughey.
What is that? Was it like Apollo 13 or something? Was that him?
Yeah.
I got it. Okay, so here we go. This is interesting. Although Doyle is presumed drowned after being struck by the tidal wave on Miller's planet, his suit appears intact when the Ranger leaves, meaning it is remotely possible he could have survived the impact.
No fucking way.
And shot the fuck up. And is merely unconscious. Given the extreme time dilation on Miller's planet, a rescue mission is very possible. Assuming a mission were to be dispatched from Cooper Station orbiting Saturn, it would take only 9 hours in relative time for Doyle to be rescued. But over 65 years would have passed for the rest of the world, assuming a dilation factor of 1 hour per 7 years.
And we're right back to the Martian. He gets abandoned. They leave him there, and then they go back and rescue him.
No, not a chance.
No, that's not Matt Damon. That's
no, I know,
yeah,
but still, like
he's abandoned.
Not a chance.
Okay.
Not a chance he survives that day.
It's worth a shot.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Well, he's going to be the next man. Like
he could have been.
He's
you don't
even
even
die anyway. So
you don't even. Yeah, it's even if he does, you're trying to say like another wave wasn't coming.
All right, so
but by the time they go leave and come back, it's only going to be like 5 minutes.
So, for example, when Cooper and crew land on the water planet, he states that every hour there is 7 years on Earth due to the very real relationship between gravity and Einstein's concept of space-time. Furthermore, there's a ticking sound in a musical score playing throughout the sequence.
Yes.
Each tick symbolizes one day that passes on Earth. And so when who was it? Whose planet was it again? I forgot.
It's like dunk, dunk.
When you first get there, yes, you hear it. So when that first person, like they said, when they just landed and they find the wreckage, that scientist literally could have just landed minutes before.
Yes, they explained that. Like she probably just died minutes before
we landed. Yeah. Yes. So that's why a rescue mission is possible. So, okay, they get hit by the first wave and he's fine. Then they leave. He may have survived even the second wave because they're about to hit the next wave. So he may have survived it. So there's 2 waves he got hit with. So we don't know. The first one
he's
is
just floating.
Well, they pan out and he's still floating there. So he's probably still unconscious.
He's still above water.
So that suit's supposed to handle a good amount of stuff because, again, it's the future.
Fucking Matt Damon was smashing McConaughey.
Apparently the first one didn't handle shit. So.
Well, because they were inside the spaceship. Though. She was. So she probably landed and then realized it was actually a wave that landed on top of them. So she was probably inside and just got fucking destroyed. Because all the metal and stuff probably broke through her fucking thing.
If his glass was compromised, he would have sank.
Yeah. So, well, I think it's only like they said, it was like only like 4 feet of water throughout the entire like planet. And it was just like tidal wave after tidal wave. That was caused by
if his glass was compromised, the water would have got in and he would have fucking fell down.
Okay, so The chronologically, excuse me, assumes Cooper is 35 years old at year 0 when the movie starts. Year 0, Lazarus missions launched. Murph is born. I'm sorry, that's before. So this is when year 9, Edmonds probes strobes transmitting. Year 10, Endurance leaves Earth. That's when Murph is 10 years old. Year 12, Endurance reaches Saturn, passes through wormhole. Year 35, Ranger 1 returns from Miller Planet after a mishap forces them to stay longer than intended inside the black hole's time distortion. Years 35 through 86, Endurance does not slingshot maneuver around Gargantua. Cooper estimates the maneuver will cost them does slingshot. Cooper estimates the maneuver will cost them 51 years. He's like, this move will cost 51 years. Years 86 to 89. Cooper and TARS are inside the Tesseract. Unclear how much time they actually spend inside or how relatively affects the passage of time for everyone else. Year 89. Cooper discovered floating in space near Saturn and Cooper Station. Ship medic tells him he is 124 years old. So if Edmund died at the time his probe stopped transmitting in year 9, this means that by the time Bran reaches his planet, her planet, at some undefined point between years 86 and 89, Edmonds will have been dead for between 77 and 80 years. This chronologically overlaps with Murph's lifetime, meaning that she is 89 to 90 years old when she sees Cooper again at the end of the movie. This would make her roughly twice her father's age at that point. Got all that?
Yeah.
You got that punta?
Punta's corner accepted.
So they have like the entire timeline of what happens. So year 0, that's when Lazarus, all those scientists go out to find their planets. It's basically a suicide mission. That's when Murph is born. And then the Endurance leaves Earth when she's 10. They head on their mission, and then Saturn passes. So she's 12 when they pass through the wormhole. So 2 years from Earth to Saturn, they get there. So that's when they pass through the wormhole when she's 12 years old. So it took 2 years to get from Earth to Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
But they slept the entire time anyway. So.
Yes, they got to the front. I think they probably got to the moon. And probably said, you know what, they looked up and whatever. And then so year 35 is when Ranger 1 enters from Miller's planet. So it was later. That's when they get there, and it's still around the same time, I think, because time is still the same. So Murph is 12, and then once they get to Miller's planet, that's when they start. That starts the time. You hear that?
Yeah. So once they actually get into the planet's atmosphere.
So they went around and they kind of had this. They may have had like probably a couple hours as Earth's time. That's they're staying. The time is still the same frame. But then when they get into Miller's planet, once they start and they get
once they go down,
then time changes. That's when you hear the
dunk.
It's like a metronome going on, and then that's when the years start going by.
So those are years.
It's days for every click, and then after an hour, it becomes 7 years. So there's math equation that's way harder. That way someone's done it before. So that's there, and then so they leave, and then they're back to regular time. They said they don't have enough fuel. Thank you. I'll do the same thing. So they don't have enough fuel going around. Shit, we going back and forth, Shane? Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
They were playing Battleship.
So now it's just left is Brand and Cooper. So they get into the Endurance and they go around the Gargantuan. And he said they slingshot. Remember Armageddon and things like that to hit the thing. So they make them go faster than whatever, like the speed of light. I think
the gravity.
The gravity pulls them around so fast that they're going faster than light. But it cost them 51 years, is what he says. So he went from being 35 years old to 86 years old at that time.
But he's still 35.
The
whole Edmonds thing, so he's been dead for 40 years, 40 to 60 years.
It says year 9, Edmonds' probe stops transmitting. So that's when I guess he's dead, whoever Edmonds is.
That's the dude that she loves.
No, that's Man.
No, she loves Edmonds. Man
is. Wait.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Edmonds is the. Oh, that's right. I got confused.
The planet she goes to at the end and she buries him.
Yes.
Yeah, Man is Matt Damon.
But Edmonds' probe basically said yes, it's good to go, and they all said it's good to go. So she chose So oh, that's right. I thought she chose love with man. I'm sorry, I always get confused because I'm so enthralled in the rest of the movie. I don't give a shit about the love that's going on. So basically, it's
That's
telling
all Brian.
them, yeah, Brian's the more the romantic guy. So Bran should have chosen love, and they would have been fine. Okay. So they say anyway.
She wanted to, but
Yeah,
they talked her out of it.
yeah, because he said love is stupid.
Yeah.
All right. So there's way more.
It's science and love. I mean, what are you going to go off of? I mean, you're trying to save the planet.
But then he uses her thing that love is quantifiable. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
So it's like it's insane, and then there's
Oh, no,
way
do we miss the
there's
Tokyo Drift?
There's way much more stuff.
Look at
going
that
on.
anomaly.
But we don't have all the time frame for this that's there. So that's all I went for. And you guys anything BTS? Pretty good, right? Anything
Yeah,
no.
that's fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just want to throw those because those are like really caught my eye. All right, so questions: can The Rock make this movie better, or where should we put him in the movie? I say not really, but make him the voice of Tars.
Tars or Case?
Yeah, one of those guys.
That's
it.
you can't put him in a spaceship. You can't.
No,
put him,
he's too fucking big.
Nice to big.
He's too big to look like one of the scientists sitting around NASA.
Yeah.
Like
I just put him at the voice.
That'd be a good voice.
Him with glasses
The
on.
voiceover.
Yeah.
Him is Romley.
Yeah.
You want to see how a black hole works?
That'd be pretty
Give you
good.
the people eyebrow.
Okay. So should there be a sequel franchise TV series? Sequel, I say no. But hear me out. TV series. Oh, shit.
Ooh.
It's fantastic. So how about they
Dirty.
go at the end of the movie? They
How
have
you go?
Cooper going to look for
after
Bran,
Yeah.
and possibly rescue Doyle because he may be fucking alive.
Because it'll only be like 10 minutes.
Yes, and it'll be at like 50 years going on. They go in real quick. They look for the beacon. They find him. They grab him. Doyle's good to go. They pick up Bran. Actually, you know what? Maybe they go to Bran first, then come back for Doyle because maybe.
But then they have all this information now where they can bend space and time, so they don't
know.
So by this
I don't think
time,
they can bend space.
so
and time.
if you're going that route, if they go pick him up and if they hit a swell again, which obviously could happen, by the time they come back to where they need to be on man's planet, not man's planet, Edmund's planet, they're going to be 200 years old.
So,
but they can hover
So
now.
you go first. So you go first to go to pick up Brand. Brand,
Yes.
you got everything good,
Yeah.
good to go. They bang for a second, then they go back because you know obviously they're going to bang.
But how are they going to know he's alive?
Well, they're going to go for it. They said we think Doyle's fine. Let's go.
But
take
it doesn't
a look.
matter at this point because they're already fucked up with time anyway.
Yeah,
so-
because everyone they know
No,
is
I
dead.
get it.
dead, yeah.
I get it. But how are they going to know? Who would tell them that Doyle's alive?
they don't know. But let's say he might be alive. Let's take a chance.
We're getting a transmission.
What else are we doing?
Yeah, what else?
So he's still got his beaker on or whatever,
No,
like
what else?
long range
Yeah,
transmission.
They
thing?
know where they
Oh,
left
I don't
him.
think it's gonna- yeah.
What else are they doing? They
There
don't
needs
know
to-
anybody.
It's
there
just them
needs
two.
there needs to be a signal from Doyle saying I'm still alive.
I say you can't leave that guy back there.
Yeah, he did nothing wrong.
And-
I'm not
you
saying he
know-
did. I'm
and
just
you know
saying how do they know that?
You know not to land. You can hover above if the swell
But
comes,
who's-
and then
All right, but you still have to get down there and pick him up.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're
Drop down TARS.
So in 2014 here on Earth, they made backup cameras in the United States of America mandatory in there, so they can see stuff. So let's say they did that on technology. There's backup cameras on.
and they also have
on
those
there.
things called drones, which
So-
they are capturing in this time period.
So let's say that. So when they were leaving, they realized, oh my God, we have backup footage. There's Doyle body there. He could be intact. Let's go look for it.
send a drone down.
Yeah.
Why
I mean,
are you so upset about picking up this guy?
I'm not
They
upset
fucking
about
left
it.
him there.
I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying.
They are two people out of time. They only
They
know
are.
each other.
Yeah.
So why not
All
go
they
rescue
have
the-
is time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I mean, they don't age, so they'll be 200 by the time they fucking come back.
But they'll still be only like 5 years older. Like, they have all the time.
They'll be
in the world.
46 years old, looking like, but they're actually
Yeah, and it's 42,
they're
51.
185 years old. Whatever, it's okay.
So you're not going on a rescue mission, Brian. That's all you guys say. You're not going on a rescue mission.
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I just need to know.
You're that guy that's going to wait back. Like, you guys go take care of
I
that.
need more info. should I take this shot
I
or
need more
not? I don't know.
I need to know there's a signal coming from Doyle
All
for
right.
me to go down there.
Fine. You know what?
I'm going.
Stand the fucking ship.
Jay and I are going.
We're going.
And
Let's go find Doyle.
we'll see you in
And be
150
like-
years.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, Doyle's not down
You
there.
want me to be?
All
You
right.
want me to be Romley? I'm Romley.
Yeah,
all right.
Go ahead.
There we
Stay
go.
up there.
Brian, why don't you come? I didn't have enough data.
Well, you can research it up there, bitch.
We're still young bucks, and you're a fucking old fuck.
That's right.
Shit in your
I'd be
pants.
fucking sleeping. I'm not gonna fucking.
All right. If you were to be in the movie, where would you put yourself? For me, I'm like that idiot that decided to plant okra. I'm like, fuck. I gotta burn. Okra's done. So
Why the fuck would you plant okra? Like that's the crop that you would want. Like, god damn it!
I don't
you couldn't have gone
like it.
wheat. You couldn't have gone like.
wheat was gone years ago before though. So
But okra is the one that decided to fucking be one of the last two that fucking survived.
Listen.
Like, Jesus.
I'd have the first and only place where you can have corn-based whiskey on the strip downtown, because nobody else is gonna have it. I found the recipe. I brewed it up, and we have whiskey.
So you got corn moonshine.
I got corn, moonshine, and drinks for everybody. Come on in. Have a beer.
Brian.
I'm probably at the.
Yeah, obviously, I was not saving Doyle.
He's not saving anybody. He's running the data in his fucking room.
No.
I can't go yet.
I'm probably.
I need more data.
Tars, help me out.
I'm probably at the baseball game and die of fucking shit.
The fucking sandstorm. Yeah, I was not saving Doyle. Yeah. You're like, go Yankees. Like, who are these bums? All right.
When you get to who want I have a beer with, I'm having a beer with the grandfather.
Yeah, I said who. So who'd
John
like to have a
Lithgow?
beer with one of the
Fuck,
characters?
right. Sit on the porch, drinking a beer.
You know
Him
what?
and McConaughey.
And Tars.
I said Cooper and Tars.
Give me those three.
Give me those
That's
three,
a
I'll
fucking
bet.
night out.
It's a starting lineup right there.
That's a night out.
First, second, and third. Who's batting first? Tars? I think Tars would bat first. And then
That's a
fucking-
night out, and Tars is getting lucky that night.
Tars. Let me see.
Let me
USB
plug you
port.
in.
Yeah.
Let me have sex with this 90s printer.
All right. All right. Fantastic. All right. Let's go. Final thoughts,
She
gentlemen.
connected on AOL.
What we got?
Solid.
Fucking Tars is
The internet
like,
was spotty on that one.
all right,
28,000 beats.
I'm gonna fucking start muting you, motherfucker. Oh, you know what? We got to do our fucking sound effects for the beer.
Oh, yeah.
And for the rock, because it's got so
Wrapped
going
up in-
into it. So, all right.
It's an anomaly. I mean, what do you want, man?
Yeah, I know it got us. Final thoughts. I don't know why I threw that in there, but I had to. Final thoughts, boys. What do we think, Brian? You need another 10 more minutes to. tell
No,
your final thoughts?
I fucking love this movie. Like I said, this is arguably in my top 5. Everything about this movie is just fucking fantastic. Visually stunning. The actual score to this movie just goes so perfect with every fucking scene. And one of the, like I said, I love Matthew McConaughey. I think this is arguably his best performance, and just a fucking phenomenal movie. I will watch this whenever it is on, and if God forbid it's coming up to the Tokyo Drift scene, like I'm
I love we dubbed it Tokyo
I'm
Drift.
fully invested in it, and it's just so good. And then I love Matt Damon as an actor.
Matt Damon.
Thank you, Shane.
And this is how you could tell he's such a good actor that I fucking hate his guts in this movie. Fucking hate him. But he was so good
But he said
in
he's sorry.
his role. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But he was so good in his role for what he did. And just such a solid movie. One of the best movies, like I said, for me, one of the best movies of mine, and obviously one of the best movies of the 2000s and till now.
Okay.
So,
Hey, very good. All right, Brian. Very nice. Thank you. Shane, your thoughts?
I'm actually upset about myself that I didn't see this sooner. I can't believe it's been out since 2014, and I saw it 2 years ago.
Well, if you go on the Water Planet, you can take your time. Come
Yeah,
back
you know
and
what?
watch it again a couple
I'll
times.
inception myself and make believe I saw it back then. But
Yeah.
I go back and forth between these two movies, between Inception and Interstellar, of how fucking awesome they are.
which one's better?
Which one's better?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
And you know what's was it the tranquility? I mean, besides Michael Caine and Christopher Nolan, it's fucking Hans Zimmer. The
Hands down,
score on
yeah.
both those movies,
Yeah.
like
Amazing.
amazing. And I cannot ever stop watching this movie. Like watch it with any person you see. Like, it's fucking awesome. Like, the first time I saw, I was just, my fucking mind was blown. But what Brian had said before, like, they explain it like you're a simpleton, so you kind of understand what's going on.
But you want to know more.
You want to know more, but you still understand what is going on.
Exactly.
They explain it so well, and the cast is so good, the acting is so good, just everything is so fucking good about this movie.
I got it. I agree. I tell you what, I enjoy more Inception because the first act of Interstellar is a little slow. It's building it up.
Okay.
It's going out there. You're on the farm.
I can agree with that.
I would rather go with Inception because you get that, he's inside the Japanese guy's mind and his dreams, stuff like that. And
it's action right up from the beginning.
And so it hits you. It's like literally the train's just going.
The action in Inception, but the drama in this is like, goddamn, man.
Yeah. It's just an overall.
This is a slow build.
Yes.
But when it gets to its height, it's just as good as any fucking movie.
It fucking takes you and just pulls you.
Because it hits you on a couple other different levels in Inception where it's more, it's like,
it's visually awesome and the effects.
I wouldn't say it's a thriller, but it's more along the lines of that.
Yeah.
But
this, you feel like the characters.
This is more human emotion than anything else, and you, like Shane said, you feel the characters, and you get all that.
It's very suspenseful,
and it's just, it's man,
it's good. It's very good. It still tugs at your emotions going on. All right, gentlemen. So that's it for this episode of. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to us. We don't have the Twitch stream up right now. I haven't got to it. I'm being lazy. Thank you for Punta and the Punta's Corner. We're going to try to keep that going in from here on out. We'll see if the fans like it or not. We might get some backlash. We may not. So we'll see how it goes. If you want to be part of the Reels, Booze, and Bros, a.k.a. RB2 podcast experience, check out our website at reelsboozebros.com. Follow us on our social media. Shane is ripping another anomaly. Yeah. And I uploaded some good TikToks for this video that's for Interstellar. Hopefully you guys guessed that was our next podcast that we're doing. That's it, and cheers.